Okay guys, so as you can see the shed has exploded and I really need to get in here and have a good clean up. So I'm going to do the last couple of things on this engine before we start putting it back in the car, and I thought I'd just show you what I'm doing. These Holden V8s can't be primed like a small block Chev, so you can't prime them with a drill or anything like that. So the way I do it is I just I prime them with Vaseline, and then I install it, and then I fill the oil filter full of oil. That way it gives it the best chance of priming and the least chance of sucking dry and destroying everything that you've just worked so hard for. So we'll prime that first, we'll get that on the engine, and I'll show you what I'm doing with the timing cover right now. Basically I've decided that I'm not going to go with the brand new one because not everybody's going to have 7 Holden V8s laying around that they can pinch parts off of. So if you've only got the one timing cover and you have to use it, I'm going to show you how you can manage to get it to work at least for the short time. So what I've done is ground out the corrosion. I'll pop up a photo here. So once the corrosion's been ground out, then I've gone along and mixed myself up some JB Weld, which is very, very cheap, and you can buy it basically or anywhere really. You can buy it at a hardware store, you can buy it at Super Cheap Auto, you can buy it online, you can buy it from all of the auto parts stores. Comes in a 2-part system, it's an epoxy. Mix them together, apply it to where you want it to apply it to, and then wait. So it's got about a 4-hour curing time, 4-hour setting time, about a 16-hour curing time, so it does take a while, but it's set and forget, so you put it on there and you walk away and you come back once it's done, and then you grind it out back to factory shape and size. So that's what I'm going to do, and I'm going to use a gasket for the guide. It's going to take a couple of applications to get this right, but I've got time, so I don't mind. I'll show you what I'm doing quickly. So this is the timing cover. As you can see, it's the old one. This is what came off of some other 253, but it's what I've got. I've obviously got a massive amount of waste here that's got to go in the bin, but I do have a good one down there. It's a good timing cover with a good water pump, but we're not going to go with that. We're going to use this because I want to simulate, like, if you don't have access to heaps of different parts, you can still make it work. So over here I've actually put some 2-part epoxy on there. I've gotten right down inside where I've had to grind it all away. This is the first stage. I'm going to come back and sand it flat so that this whole surface is flush. I'm going to see where my low points are. I'm going to fill it up again, and then I'll sand it flush again, overlay the timing cover gasket over the top, and then mark with a marker where my holes need to be. And then I'm going to use the die grinder over on the bench to grind it out. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Now, oil pump wise, we're going to prime this oil pump. It's an old-fashioned way. We're going to use some Vaseline or petroleum jelly and scraper. I'm going to scoop it out of there. I'm going to feed it into here and pack it in. Once it's packed in tight and flush, I'm going to use a screwdriver to turn the oil pump to suck it down, and we're going to keep on turning it until we have oil come out of here. Then we're going to be primed. We can put our oil pressure sender back in, fit this to the block, and then fill that oil filter full of oil, and we're good to go. We're good for first startup. So we'll do that now, and then by then we should have had enough time for this to dry, and I'll show you how I go about fixing that up. So that's the plan, and stick around, we'll get that done, and I'll see you when it's done, and we'll come back then. Sweet, cheers. Make sure your tools are clean. Brand new tub. Straight in there. Get your oil pump, and we're going straight down here. And pack it in nice and tight. Okay. Get that in there real tight. As best as you can anyway. the better you do this, the more chance you've got of the engine living when you first crank it over. And after all the work that we've gone to, we don't want this thing to die straight away. If it does, it does, but we don't want it to. We don't want to cause it to. So as you can see, I'm just continuing to pack this. It's like packing wheel bearing, kind of. Oh, and as you can see, guys, I'm using a late model Commodore oil pump. The reason why I've decided to go with this is they're made of aluminium, so they're actually way, way lighter. I do have an old-fashioned high volume pump there, and I tossed up whether I was going to use it, but honestly, I've heard that basically the high volume, can't get my words out. I've heard that the high volume oil pumps can put a lot of pressure on your oil pump drive, and we don't want that to break. So we'll just use this. We'll save some weight, and yeah, should be good to go. All right, so that's all the way packed full now. So we're just going to get the screwdriver here. I'm going to give this a wind. Now, I can't remember which way you turn it, whether it's backwards or forwards. I think it's backwards. There we go. Doesn't need much. Alright, so counterclockwise. A bit more. Probably could have used a bigger screwdriver for this too, honestly. But you use what you got, and this workshop isn't really a flat blade screwdriver workshop. Honestly, it's more of a Phillips a Phillips blade workshop, or Phillips head, whatever you want to call it. WA we call it Phillips head. All right, so we're aiming to get Vaseline come out here, guys. So keep on working it, gentle, gentle. Spin him around. Another thing you guys didn't see as well is I've actually stripped this oil pump just to check out the gears. I want to make sure I'm not installing something that's not going to work anyway. And it's in good condition. So I'm not worried about it. I gave it a good wash, gave it a good inspection, and it all came up good, so happy days. So we're just continuing to wind this oil pump drive. Now guys, if you're at home and you're wanting to do this, you don't need to even pull the oil pump apart. You can always just chuck it on there, wind it over, and you should have oil just piss out of here if it's working good. That's a quick way of figuring out if you're going to have oil pressure or not. Ask me how I know. In the early days of putting these things together, I used to forget stuff. Working out in the parents' shed until 1 or 2 in the morning, and you just want to get it engine built and back in the car so that you can drive it to work on Monday, and it might be Sunday night. And you have to get it done, so you just flog it into it and you forget little things. So that's how I know. Anyway, enough of that. Let's get this oil pump primed. Nearly there. Takes a fair bit of Vaseline to get this done, in all honesty. So make sure you get yourself a new tub. I just bought this from Kmart or Coles or something, I can't remember. What does it say? Coles? Woolworths. I bought it from Woolworths. You can buy it from the auto parts places, but who needs 2 litres of petroleum jelly? Not me. Okay. Must be getting close now. You can hear it making some noises. Can't see any yet though. Actually, saying that, I bought that Vaseline there 5 years ago or something. I bought 2 of them at the same time because I thought I was going to need them, but didn't even use the whole first one. So you don't need 2 litres of it. Some of you might. Definitely got some resistance happening on the pump, so that's good. That's good. See that? That's how I know it's priming, because it's just sucked that all the way down in there. So we've got some vacuum going on. We've got some suction. Got some suction going on. I'm interchanging this way to this way because I don't want to get any air bubbles in there. Or I want to limit the amount of air that we get trapped in there. Because air is not your friend when you're trying to pump up your oil system. Alright, so that's sucking away now. See? Alright, so we've gotten to the point now where we're actually pushing out the engine assembly lube that I used to install the gears in this pump. So, just get rid of that. We'll keep going until we get white Vaseline coming through there, because the engine assembly lube's good, but we want to make sure we've got no air bubbles and that this thing's fully primed. Alright, we can see the white Vaseline starting to come out of there now. I'm happy with that. Get rid of that excess. That is ready to go. So, don't worry about the dark colour, it's just engine assembly lube. And we're fully packed here with the Vaseline, so that's going back on now. Don't tighten these up, fellas. Make sure you get all four in first. That Vaseline coming out of there's not going to hurt it. At least stop the gasket from sticking. If we ever have to get this off again. Alright. Way on. These don't have to be super tight, guys. Don't need to smoke them to Alice Springs, as I say. Just tight enough to stop them coming back off. Alright, that's one more thing done. Let's go get the oil filter. Alright, another thing, guys. I've decided I'm not going to paint this engine. So, my thought process behind that is, well, actually, I started painting it and I've changed my mind. So, you guys would remember, if you've been following the channel, that I did paint the heads and I did paint the manifold, but that's as far as I'm going. My thought process is, if anyone comes to have a look at this thing, they can look at it and go, they're definitely the heads that were on this thing. That's the rocker covers, oil pump, sump, whatever. It's going to be obvious to anyone that I haven't switched out this motor for a killer 308 or something, just to meet the challenge of the 12-second quarter mile, which I wouldn't. But you know, there's people out there that will accuse you of things and whatnot. So everyone will be able to see straight off the bat, this is this engine. So orange heads, blue block, rusty valve covers. We've got the black high volume high energy sump. Oil pump's not painted, aluminium one. And yeah, so that's my thought process. I'm sticking to that. We're not painting it. It's just going to go in the car like this. And I kind of like that idea because, once again, guys, transparency. I could go out and build a killer engine and pretend it's this one, paint it all, put it in, and go and easily do 12s or whatever. 308s can do way better than 12s. But this way, anyone that comes over can pop the bonnet, look at it and go, fuck, that is it. Look at it. Everything there is exactly as he's been showing us on the channel. It's all built the same. Yeah, so that's what we're going to do. We're sticking with that. No paint. I'll probably tidy up the cab and everything to make it look nice, but the engine itself is going to be a it's going to be a junkyard dog, this engine. It's bits of everything chucked in together to get the job done. So yeah, hope that doesn't upset too many of you, but I think that you'll understand that, you know, the purpose behind it. So after we've done the challenge, if we actually achieve what we set out to do, or if we don't, either way, we'll give it a paint job then, because then it'll be proven. But for the time being, it's going to stay like this, and yeah, should be fun. Bit ragged, but it's kind of like me, hasn't had a haircut in a while. Yeah, no, that's it, that's the plan. So all right, let's get this oil filter on, and yeah, we'll get this timing cover sorted, put the engine in. We've got to go out and get a gearbox today. Got another car out here. Pretty sure that the gearbox in there is a good one. I got told it was, but you know, people can tell you anything. So I got told it's a good gearbox. It's in one of my HG wagons. So I'll rip that out. We'll do that on the channel. And here's something for you. I've got a high stall here and needs a clean out. Don't know what to do with it, so I'm probably just going to fill it full of petrol and swish it around and tip it out a few times. But if anyone's got any hints and tips about how to clean out a torque converter, high stall torque converter at that, drop them in the comments below. Cheers. Let's get going. All right, time to put the oil filter on. So I've got these two oil filters, and I got them both. I bought these on purpose. I bought this as a cheaper filter for our run-in, because we're just going to run that for however long, 20 minutes. We're going to dump the oil, we're going to take the filter off, we're going to cut it open and have a look inside. Then, if everything's okay, we're going to the Ryco. There's a lot of difference in price for these. This was about $5, Westville or Cooper. And then the Ryco, I got that for, on my trade, I think I got it for like 13 bucks. But that's about $20 retail, so 4 times as much as this. 4 times better probably, and that's why we're doing it this way. So this is just a run-in filter. I'm gonna put that on now, and then we're gonna switch out to the Ryco. It's 20 bucks, guys. Just bit of peace of mind as well. Don't want the filter flying apart inside. With all the other things that we cut costs on, we don't want to cut costs on a $20 filter and have it destroy our engine. So run in, and then once we know it's good, this one. All right, let's fill this up with oil. We'll chuck it on. Okay, oil filter there, full to the top. Smear a little bit around our seal here. Now we're going on. I'm gonna spill a bit, so I've got my drain bowl ready. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Barely spilt any, guys. There we go, hand tight. That's it. Alright, so that's after the first stage of the repair. You can see in here I've already filed it down flat, and I've got in there with the die grinder and cleaned that up pretty good. Same on this side, it's way better than it was. So going to reapply the JB weld now, leave this overnight, do the same thing again, slap it back on. And for anyone out there that's wondering, this is the stuff, JB weld. It's just the stuff, simple stuff off the shelf, you can get it anywhere. That's the go. Alright guys, while we wait for that timing cover to set up, we're going to fit the thermostat housing. Just to show you this timing cover. So I've gone ahead and reapplied my JB weld I've actually gotten right in the back there where the water pump mounts as well, giving that a bit of a beef up. So we'll wait for that to set up and we'll get this thermostat housing on. So I've actually had to drill out these bolts here. I end up drilling those out to 3/8 or 9.5mm UNC, 3/8 UNC, because this is a metric thermostat housing and these are not metric bolts. So stick that on there now, and then that manifold's done. Yay. Okay, so this is how I've got the intake manifold set up. We're about to slap it on there now, but I'll show you the way that I've done this. So, on the valley here, RTV, on a very high amount so that it can squish down. And then around here, I've got the 515 Loctite. Same there, and same there. Now we just pick up the manifold, and we're going to place it on there and hopefully all will be good. So we'll chuck that on now and yeah, I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. Okay, so that's on there. Now we just got to bolt it up. This is probably a good time to show you guys what else I've been getting up to on this thing while you've been away. So the inlet manifold basically doesn't suit this engine. So I've had to remedy that, and I've also decided that we're not going to run a heater, so there's no point running a thermostat housing with a heater. So I'll show you what I've done here. Now, we're going to run the old 5 litre thermostat housing style. So what I've had to do there is I've tapped myself a thread, M12, and I've put myself a set screw or a grub screw in there. And then you can see that we're not going to be using the heat hose anymore. So we're going to run that like that. Couple of bolts in there and done. So that's done. Secondly, this manifold was drilled here and here and here and here. It wasn't drilled for red motor heads, non-pollution heads. So what I've had to do is I've used 3/8 grub screws. I think it's 3/8 BSP grub screws. Same as I used for the oil pressure galleries at the front here. So they were $1 each. So that cost me $4. This one cost me $1. So that's $5. And I've been able to make this manifold work for these heads. The hardest part was marking my bolt holes, because this didn't have the drill through bosses that they sometimes do have, which was a bit of a pain. So they were pretty difficult, but I just overlaid our match ported gaskets on there, marked it, center popped it, and drilled it. These are a bit of a pain because the drill bits obviously don't like to fit through here. So I've drilled them from behind, had to be very careful doing those. And then same thing, drilling these were also from behind. But it's all on there now, it's all good. Everything else is good, it's all done. So it's just a matter now of put the bolts in, torque it down. Same with the basically everything, that all the covers, they just need to be bolted down tight. downs. Done. Okay, so that timing cover is taking way longer than expected to dry, so we're going to go on a side mission instead. So basically, we're as far as we can go with that engine now, until the timing cover's dry. So we're going to get started on getting the gearbox ready, which means we've got to pull apart one of these. So it's the car that we haven't had on the channel before. I picked this up a while ago. We'll get the cover off it in a minute, but it is a HG Holden wagon. I think it's a Barbados green or some sort of green, and it has a 308 block in it with a Trimatic attached to it, and who knows the condition it's in. Got told it is a good box, but we don't know, so we'll get that pulled out, cleaned up, get it on the floor, get that torque converter into it, and we'll do that while we're waiting for this timing cover. So let's do that now. Check this out, guys. I just popped the bonnet. They have been sitting under there for probably a year, and the battery's gone dead flat, so now it's flashing. I must not have turned them off, but I thought they turned off automatically. Anyway, how's that? A year later. I have to find out what battery that is. Get another one of them. Look at that, Duracell. We're definitely going to get another Duracell battery. Built to last. Alright, don't break it, putting it back together, Jesus. Alright, so here it is. Got a 308 in there. Looks like a pretty sad 308. It's got no caps or anything on it. And what do we got here? An old set of heads. Manifold. I don't remember pulling them off. I must have. Anyway, up the back there is what looks like a 308 Trimatic. So we'll get that out of there. Pull the whole lot out together and get it in the shed. Alright guys, that went too smoothly. Engine and gearbox is out, easy. We've got it on the engine crane there, so we're going to wheel it over into the shed now. Get that gearbox separated from the block. I'll have a look over it. Probably have a look at the condition of the oil, and that'll be about it. We'll chuck it on. Alright, let's go. Alright guys, once again, there's just not enough hours in the day. So it's Sunday afternoon now. I need to go and spend some time with the family, and basically didn't get anywhere near where I wanted to get this weekend. But that's the problem with working a full-time job and renovating a house and having family. You don't just can't be selfish and spend all your time doing the things you want to do. You've got to share it around a bit. So I am happy that the engine's finished off. I'm happy that we got this gearbox out of this old HG wagon. And on the next video, we'll be mating these two together. I've got a high stall torque converter. I think it's a 2.8 high stall or a 3 grand high stall. So that'll go into this Trimatic. So we'll get this Trimatic off of this block in the next video. We'll get the torque converter installed. We'll get that gearbox there, this one. We'll get this installed on the back of the motor. We'll show you the motor. So as I was saying, we've not got enough hours in the day. So the engine itself doesn't look any different to last week, except it's actually finished off, as in everything's bolted down now. Got the oil pump on it, which we didn't have before. And the timing cover isn't dry. And that was the main thing I wanted to get on there, so I could get the sump back on. But this JB weld's actually taken its time because it is winter. And it's been about 12 degrees here, Celsius, for the guys in the US. About 12 degrees mainly all day. We've had heaps and heaps of rain, and nothing goes off, nothing sets. So you just play the waiting game and you fill in with what you can around that. But I hope that you guys can see that some more work has gone into this week. So with the inlet manifold, re-drilling that, plugging up some holes, getting this late model thermostat housing to fit, getting an oil pump on, all that kind of stuff takes time. And unfortunately, time's precious and it has to go. I'm spread pretty thin, put it that way. So anyway, I'll give you just a quick look before we go at the HG. But yeah, so next video we will be getting this engine in the car. We're pretty close now. We're really, really close. Just got to wait for that timing cover to dry so I can get that cleaned right up. So yeah, we're waiting on that timing cover. So we'll do that. We'll get this thing bolted up to the Trimatic. We'll get the engine in the car and we'll fire it up. So that one will be a good one. Really excited for it, and hopefully some time frees itself up for me, maybe during the week even after work. But yeah, this week didn't work out to plan, but hey, they don't always go to plan. So let's have a look at the HG and then I'll say goodbye and we'll see you on the next one. So we'll go for a quick walk, we'll have a look at this car. Okay, so this is the HG Holden, HG Holden wagon. This is a car that I want to build on the channel, but who knows if we're going to do this or we're going to do the Tiranas next. You guys let me know. Do you want to see this car or do you want to see a Tirana get built? So this car, I bought this, well, I didn't buy it. What happened was a guy that I know needed some rust repairs done on his Tirana. And he didn't have a lot of money, he just wanted a car tidied up. So I went to the rescue and I patched up all these doors, all 4 doors, patched up his front guards, did some work on the car itself. I did a lot of hours on that thing, and my time was obviously worth a lot more than the money because this thing isn't good. But at the end of the day, it cost me nothing, just my time. And I've got a sweet spot for these. My mum had one of these when we were young, and I loved it, and I missed that car, and I wish we could have kept it, but we couldn't. So now I have one, so that's why this has a sweet spot in my heart, and I want to build it. So let's have a look. I'm gonna give you a look at the car, and I'll talk as we go. So believe it or not, this is the good side. So we've got some work to do on that guard there. Good thing is we've got all the trim, all the chrome trim, and no rust around the front windscreen, which is good. We do have rust up here, can fix that no problem. Doors aren't great. That one is okay. This one here is terrible. We can fix the dent, we can fix the rust, but it isn't nice. And dog leg gone. Obviously some rust in here. This is all just sheet metal, it's easy to fix. Rust there in the corners. We'll delete the LPG and probably some lower quarters as well. There's some bubbles there. Across the back, looks like we've had spoiler or roof rack on the roof. Probably a spoiler. Couple of bubbles over there. Tailgate looks good, but it's actually terrible. It is terrible. It's rusted out completely on the inside, so we'll have to rebuild that tailgate if we can't get one. Probably rebuild it anyway. This side is actually better than the other side. Actually, no rust in that. That's nice. So we don't have to do that. Just pop a window back in it. Lower quarter, dog leg. The sill is good. Bad door. That door's been repaired, but I've seen inside that door and it isn't a good repair. So we'll go over that one again. This guard, lower corner. We'll do that. Tidy it up around the wheel arch. And same again, we've got some rust up the top here. Nothing around the windscreen, strangely enough. But rust up along the Bailey channel or rain channel, or I don't know what you call it, whatever that is. And under the bonnet, this was a V8 car. Originally, I don't know originally what it had, but it is a V8 car. The compliance plates say it was a 253. Don't know exactly what was going on with it, but yeah. Still got the exhaust. Looks like it's in pretty decent condition still. Needs a few things obviously, but a bit of a tidy up and this thing will come up good. It was originally blue. There you go, you can actually see that's been repainted the green. There was a Sequoia car, which is pretty cool. And yeah, I like it. It's got a special place in my heart, so we're going to build this car. Whether we build it the next one or after the Tiranas, we'll see, but still complete. Still with the dash and everything in it, still with the interior in it. The floors themselves aren't actually bad in this. There's parts galore in it, so I don't really know what's in there yet. Some of my old Tirana bits. But yeah, it's had some sort of extra spare wheels or something like that in there, or you can see on the other side there was some sort of maybe for LPG or something. When they put the tank in, they've put the spare in the boot. It's got a couple of trailer plugs as well, 2 trailer plugs, which is weird. This is cool. This actually still works. But yeah, tell me if you like this car and if you want to see it built on the channel, guys, and we'll do this one next. If not, we'll do a Tirana because we've got a UC and an LX. So let me know. Anyway, cheers for watching. I appreciate it. You guys coming back every week is really, really great. Sorry that this video wasn't like the rest and it's a bit all over the place, but sometimes that happens. But yeah, next week will be better. So I'll see you then. Cheers.